Welcome back to Uncle Mo's Garage, everyone. I'm very sorry. I think a lot of people have been waiting for me to post some more videos. I want to apologize. I've been very busy with everything in my life. Changed jobs. Had to put the Golf R on hold for a bit. Still haven't done the swap yet, but we're gonna keep going after I paint it. So this is my my homemade spray booth. I set this thing up about maybe a year and a half ago. Got super busy. I just put everything on hold, and then I totally forgot to just work on the car, man. I've been so busy with life. Like I said, I want to apologize to everyone, but thank you everybody for coming back. I'm gonna continue to work on the R. I gotta get it in primer now. I did all the body work in probably the last episode. You saw that I had everything in primer. I went around and I scuffed everything back down. Kind of did a little more body work because I saw through the primer there were a couple of imperfections that I did really like, because I know it was going to be a bad product in the end. So I just want to make sure that I went through everything one more time. Like I said, I ended up deciding to paint the car on my own. It's going to come out a lot cheaper. We had, I think, a couple of guys were quoting me around, like we said, $3,500 to $5,000 for a paint job. I got some really cheap prices too. One guy said $1,500 just for labor, which is reasonable. I'm probably spending about $800 in my paint supplies. So my clear coat, my base coat, primer, sealers, and all that stuff. So I ended up just deciding to go my own route. That price was good for $1,500, you know, to have somebody do it, but I just don't know how it's going to turn out. So I just decided I'll probably just go ahead and do it, man. Like I said, for about $800 to $1,000, I bought all my paint supplies, and I actually bought a new spray gun. I'll try to do a little review on it. We'll see how it comes out. It's a new gun. I had an old one. I ended up using it for a paint job a couple of years back. I painted my brother's Porsche, and I ended up leaving it to him, and I asked him to clean it for me, and I guess he got busy, which was my mistake. I should have cleaned my own gun. So the gun, it's still good. I wanted to go something with a new one, you know, just end up I decided to buy one. There were some good reviews on it. It was cheap. It was like $188. It was Iwata Konami. I think it's a Konami 4. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So bought it for like $188. Had really good reviews. I mean, so we'll see. I'm probably not going to use that for primer. I'm going to end up using just some cheap gun. I think I got like a Husky that you buy like at Home Depot. Just going to end up using that for the primer. That way it'll lay down. And we're going to water sand everything after, so just to get a nice smooth finish. I ended up sealing up the whole car. I mean, we're going to go around now and just primer any kind of bare metal that we have, any kind of body work. I'm probably going to prime over the entire rear left door. So this door here. We'll do, of course, the whole quarter panel, all the jams, a couple of touch-ups on the roof here and there wherever we did body work. And then I got to prime the rear door, the edges, just a couple of spots. The spoiler, I got a little damage here from when I got it from the body shop. They put a grinder right to the freaking edge of this thing. So just because of that, I had to do body work on it. So I got it sanded down to, what do I do, like 400 grit water sanded, so it's nice and smooth, ready for primer. And then I ended up on the driver door, we had a little damage. I'll kind of go and show you exactly what that. On the rear bumper, I bought it used, and again, body shop. It was actually in pretty decent shape. It had a couple of little stone chips in it, but they broke all my tabs. Like, it's so bad. Like they broke the bumper tabs that actually bolted in the back of the quarter panel right here. So I had to repair those. I didn't show you guys how to do that, but I'm sure you can find the YouTube video. If anybody wants to see it, I could probably explain it to you, but I'll show you a little bit just to show you guys. And then, like I said, I'm gonna try to get in a primer. I got the side skirt ready too. I bought a side skirt from a guy, had a couple little pinholes in it. I just got to give it a primer again. We're gonna go with a 2K urethane primer. It's got a reducer in it. Sorry, not a reducer, hardener in it. So it'll end up. Never mind. I'll just edit this out. This doesn't make sense. Sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys exactly what we're up against in bodywork, and try to get spraying here really soon. Just gotta clean my gun, get a couple stuff set up. I want to do one final cleaning in here, a little quick dusting, and then I want to show you guys my my spray booth. Just a quick walk around. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I think it's gonna get the job done. It's better than I don't know. I've seen some good jobs with painting in your garage if you leave the garage door open and then the rear door and you just like let a draft come through and wet the floor. I'm not gonna wet the floor in here because it gets kind of nasty. Probably just gonna turn on the exhaust fan that I got, which is a spray booth exhaust fan, and then I have that's just a regular fan, like a big commercial fan. It's just gonna blow air into here, and then we're gonna end up using the exhaust fan that's in the end over here, and we're gonna vent that out of the garage through the doorway and stuff. So I'll show you. The booth itself is pretty sealed. I have a couple little holes here and there, but it's not bad. It's from puncturing because it's been sitting like this for about a year now. So we'll try to get it done. But keep watching, everyone. Thank you again. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in again, and let's get this car painted and just get it done. I can't wait to keep going. All right, thanks everyone. Well, here's my spray booth. Got all the panels ready to go. Just got to go with grease and wax remover over all the panels, and then wipe it down with a tack cloth because they are still dusty, and then do one final wipe down on everything, and we'll get ready for primer. So basically anything that's bare metal or anything that's body worked is going to get primer on it. So like for example, I had little stone chips here in the bumper. I ended up just scuffing those down, and then same on this side right here. So this is all going to get primered. And I had a little body work on this door, had a dent right in here, so we'll take care of that. And then there was like a kink in the door right here. We bent that back and then did a little body work on it. So just a little stone chips here and there. Just we kind of went over. I want to kind of make sure that I get rid of any kind of imperfections, especially if I'm painting it. I hate to see that I missed maybe like a pinhole or something. All of these edges were all chipped and stuff. Little like rust pitting and stuff from like hitting curbs and all that. Door dings over here, like, you know, chipped edges, stuff like that. And then on the spoiler, that's what I was talking about. This guy hit with the grinder right in here and stuff. So he ended up hitting that, and because of that, I had to water sand all of this down with 400 grit. And then I'm just going to hit this with high build primer and then water sand it in the end, and then we're done. In the hood, so I had a couple of stone chips here and there. We took care of those. We're going to spray this entire hood with high build primer, 2K primer, urethane primer. And I went around and I took care of every single little stone chip on the edge. That's where you kind of could see a little bare metal and stuff over here too. All of this over here. So I sanded it all smooth with 400 grit. I went with the DA first, and then see, look at this. Here's the dust I'm talking about. See that? This is just from I gave it already a grease and wax remover over it, just to see how clean I can get it, but it's still pretty dirty, so I have to make sure I go over again. And then got rid of a couple of stone chips in here too. A few stone chips here. The ones in the roof, got a few of those gone. Kind of sanded it down to bare metal, anything. I used a special tape that pulls down this gasket. It's like a 3M, it's got like a hard edge. You stick it in there and then you tape it on the windshield, and then you just go ahead and cover your, and then once you're like sprayed and everything, you just peel it off, and then it'll seal up the gap so you have a nice clean edge, no marks or anything. I got a couple little stone chips in the doors here. I kind of took care of them. I got one there. Let's see, I think I got two over here. You can kind of see these. So two over here, we'll hit those with primer. A couple of stone chips here in the door edge. I'll take care of those too. One right here, a little stone chip here, little high build primer, and we should be good. I had a few more here. These are probably for like gas caps or whatever hidden the side of it. A few more here, little few stone chips, one here. And then over here we had a couple of little edges like burned through, little rust on the edges. I guess the mirrors must have touched or something, but they ended up scratching a little bit. So we just water sanded them to bare metal, pretty much all the way down to bare metal, and they're smooth. All of our body work on the quarter panel, so that was all done. We sanded this all down by hand with 400 grit water sand. I like to do water sanding because it gives it a nice smooth finish. It kind of refines some of the scratches that are in it. It's still coarse enough and rough enough for primer. So I just went ahead and I did everything. I decided that I'm going to spray the entire jam. I'll prime all of this and spray the whole entire jam, and when I spray this jam here. So the plan is to spray the door jams on this with the doors mounted, so that way I can clear up a little space in the garage. I'll have all the panels already water sanded. I'll have this all water sanded after the 2K primer, and then we'll go ahead and mount the doors back on so I can avoid scratching anything. And then I'll go ahead and just paint the entire exterior of the car. So I have the jams all painted. My plan is to also do the fenders too. The fenders are still in the box. I just got to hit them with sealer primer. And then the plan is to do the inside of the hood too. So originally these came like a matte gray inside. I don't want to lift this up right now, but it's a matte gray. So I want to color match it so it'll be black. Be a nice finished, engine bay pretty much, except for the bay itself. It's still going to be that gray Golf R color that they got. So, well, that's pretty much my booth. I got everything kind of set up. I got everything that I want to get in primer ready to go. I have a side skirt I got to do too. That was the other thing too. So we have I had a couple of holes here in the side skirts. So this guy had like a body kit or something on it. And then I ended up filling them with a plastic welder. And we filled in the holes right there. So you can kind of see a little bit. There's a few little patches in there. So that's a plastic welder in there. And then we just did a little body work and sanding them down. This will all get primer on it. See, like a little stone chip here. Took care of that too. So we'll spray all this in primer and then water sand everything. It'll be all one uniform color. And then paint. finally paint. So, but yeah, I'm gonna keep going, and we'll see what happens. It's been a while since I picked up the gun. It's just primer, so you just put too much on, you just sand it off. So I just, it'll be fine though. But we'll see. I'll get a feeling again for it again, just to get primer and get back into painting. All right, cool. Thanks a lot. We're gonna keep going. All right. Well, got it in primer, man. I'm so happy. It's been a while since I actually picked up a gun and actually sprayed. It's got to be at least, I don't know, 3 years or so. But I kind of shot with a little primer over here on the side skirt, and it ended up just spitting out and stuff. So I looked at the tech sheet a little bit, and I'm actually supposed to use a 2.0 paint tip on there on the spray gun, but it was a 1.4. So what I did is I reduced it down with a little lacquer thinner just to kind of make it flow a little bit, like 10% or so. And then I just went over everything, one good heavy coat, nice smooth, you know, just over everything, just to make sure with the there's like a 75% overlap over each pattern, you know, like you spray just, you know, like, you know, across, and then you overlap by another, you know, 75% or so. So basically just you have to just go ahead and just do like a full layer, you know, a full coat over everything, and then just make sure it looks kind of wet, you know, when you're doing it. So I'm gonna do a little quick walk around just to show you what we did. There are a few areas that are a little bit light, so I only had like a quart of primer, and actually the primer was like a year and a half old, so it's pretty old. But I was actually a little scared to use it because I was like, oh, what if this thing, you know, ended up like just drying up. It was like big clumps and stuff. Just kept mixing it, you know, kept mixing it until it got really flowy, and then I went ahead and I just put the hardener in there. It's like a 4-to-1 mix, and then I ended up just setting it up, and like I said, it started spitting it out, and I, you know, I'll show you a little of the texture that it gave me from the you know, from just spraying just straight out of the gun, and you know, it didn't look very good. So I'll show you right now, guys. So here is the texture we're talking about. You see this? So this is fine. It's just primer right now. You don't want to ever do this if you're actually spraying, you know, paint out. So we got a couple little spits. See this? So what I had to do was like I said, I reduced it down by like 10%, and then you do want to, like, you don't want to get any of this stuff. You know, this is bad. So like I said, the 2.0 tip is what I was supposed to use, but I didn't have one for that spray gun, and I didn't want to waste another one. I do have one, I think, for another gun, but I didn't want to use it for primer. So it's not a big deal. It's primer. Other than that, if we look over here, now this is the car. So on the body, so you can kind of see there's a little texture on it. Not a big deal. This was a little bit dry when I was spraying. The pattern on the gun, like I said, not great. But if we look at, you know, overall, you know, body lines look really good. You know, actually, like, you know, if we look up here, so body lines look really good all the way through. Even the seam corner here, we went over and we well, you know, we just primered everything. So that way, now we're just gonna water sand everything with like 600 grit, and it'll be ready for sealer. Sealer is another primer, another barrier. Just you want to put over, like, I personally like to use it just because the paint jobs come a lot better and everything's more uniform. So like I said, you know, body lines look really good. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. You know, I had a big dent right here, and I ended up fixing it off camera, and I'm happy that I did, because I would not be able to last looking at a big dent right there. So I took care of that, filled that in, and then, like I said, all the body work here where they cut the you know, so, you know, where they cut the quarter panel off, that's all fixed up pretty nice. Filled really good. I'm really happy with it. All the stone chips that I had in here, taken care of. There's a little light spots. Got a little lazy, and then we ran out of primer. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over everything one more time with the coat. So like on the bumper, this actually came out like glass, you know, like this feels really good. It's a little texture, but that's because we went kind of thick on it, and I went a second coat. So that's why I think I'm gonna do one more coat on it. I'm, you know, I don't really think I have to, but looking at like all the, you know, like the body lines here that we had all those scratches and everything, you know, the nicks in the bumper, they actually they covered up pretty well. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus right here. Yeah, it's just, there you go. So got rid of a lot of them, got really nice body lines. I'm happy with just sanding everything down. You know, I had like, you know, big hairline cracks in here and stuff. and then a couple of burn throughs when I was sanding down. But everything looks like it came out really nice, and I'm very happy with it. On the trunk lid here, we had that burn through, remember? So took care of that. Nice good coat of primer on there. Water sand all this. I took care of a couple of burn throughs here, so we'll just water sand that too. Rear door, driver door, came out really nice. Actually, little texture, but like I said, it's mostly dry spray. The other thing I didn't like was the ventilation in here. That fan was good on this side, but going over the car, I think I'm gonna have to add another set of fans just to kind of keep the flow going, you know, because it wasn't enough air in here to push everything over. We got a lot of overspray on the floor. So, I mean, just a couple of things, which is good because at least this was on the primer, not the paint, you know, when we started painting, because we'd have a lot of dry spray. And I kind of don't want that. You got to get a good flow in here. So I'm going to end up fixing that. We had a couple of little stone chips in here. Like, not stone chips. I had a stone chip here. I took care of that guy. This came out really good. I'm actually really happy with it. Went kind of thick. I got a little dribble right there. But that's okay. We're going to end up, we'll water sand that off after it all dries. And then the damage I had, actually, I think it came out pretty good. I took care of that big dent that was here. And then this is the other one here that I had right in the front. So it actually came out really good. I'm actually really happy with that. So, like I said, I'd like to do one more coat. I think I'm going to go over everything with another good coat, maybe on the body too. And then on the hood, for sure, I like to go one more time. There's a couple of little light spots. You could see, like in here, this is all light spots. I went as flat as I could with the overlap. The spray pattern was really small because of the tip that I had. It wasn't pumping out enough volume. So I think a 2.0 tip actually might do a better job. But I mean, looking at the hood, let's see if we can get, there's some pretty good shininess to it. You know, it's good for primer. You know, I mean, you could almost spray this. But no, we're gonna water sand everything, make sure everything is good. In here, we took care of a couple little stone chips again, all the way through here. A little burn throughs, little stone chips here. We took care of those too. Here's the side doors. So a couple little stone chips. We just primered them up a little. I went kind of light on these. I feel like I should have gone another coat on there. You know, like I said, kind of smooth, but a lot of overspray. Like, look at all this overspray. See this? That's a lot of overspray. So that's because the hardener was probably drying just before we got it out of the gun and stuff, and it just overlapped on all this. So, I mean, they're smooth though. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty smooth. So, a couple the stone chips we had here, we took care of those too. In here, we had a few burn throughs. Took care of those guys, and I mean, overall, I mean, for not picking up a gun for, you know, a good, I don't know, 3 years, I think I said 3 years. I think it came out pretty good, and I'm actually very happy. And you know, the spray booth worked, but it still could use some improvements. Like I said, I'll get 2 more fans over there and try to get this area to just blow everything out. My rig, I'll show you guys. I had this foam insert right here with I put a little collar in there for the 12-inch flex, and I opened this door and I stuck the foam right inside the door, and then just took the flex and flexed it right into the door, and it ended up blowing everything out pretty well. And it doesn't even smell too bad in here. It's like actually, I mean, you could smell it's the primer that's in here, but it's not like unbearable. Like usually it's bad, really bad, you know. But I mean, like I said, for a garage paint job, I think this might be a good boot. It's really dusty in here now. Maybe I'm gonna have to clean up everything really good. And like I said, I want to do maybe one more coat of primer over everything. So we'll buy primer. I'll go one more coat over everything, and then water sand everything down. Just get it all water sanded. Now I know I'm good. I don't have to worry about the cold kind of really getting me with bare metal and stuff. You know, the car's been in bare metal for about 1.5 years. We kept watching it, you know, and keeping the temperature up in the garage to make sure that we weren't, you know, basically causing surface rust and stuff. So, you know, stood pretty good. Like I said, booth did what it's supposed to do. kept all the stuff out of the garage, kept a lot of the dust out of the garage. Actually, like I said, for priming, I mean, the only thing is the dry spray, you know, but other than garbage or dirt coming into the thing, I mean, this is probably only one spot right here. Right here. This is it. This is like the only dirt, and that's probably from me. That's probably my lint, you know, and I wasn't even wearing like a suit or anything. Usually, when I'm going to paint, I'm going to have a whole suit on so I don't drop any lint or anything or hair. Because I've had hair land on cars. I've had lint land on cars. And once it lands in the clear, it just, it ruins a lot of things. So, like I said, very happy. Happy how everything turned out. And, I mean, like I said, for a garage paint job, I think this is going to turn out pretty good. And, like I said, a couple of improvements on the spray booth. And I think we're going to have a good paint job, you know. And like I said, I'm happy with all the body work that came out. I'm glad I touched up a few things that I really wanted to take care of. And, I mean, I'm awesome. That's all I can say. Awesome, dude. I'm so happy. So, like I said, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Keep watching. I got to finish this car. We're not done yet. I still got to, you know, do all the stuff I was talking about, all the rest of the primer, the next coat, and then water sand everything, get it ready for paint and sealer. Like I said, I'm very happy, so happy I could show you guys this and that I actually moved forward in this. It's been a year and a half. I mean, like I feel like everything really stopped since you know, COVID hit and stuff, and it kind of ruined a lot of things, you know, for a lot of people. And you know, like I said, I ended up switching jobs, and I've been super busy, so I couldn't concentrate on the stuff I really love to do, you know, which is cars. You know, I really love working on cars. It's therapy for me. I mean, it's something that I really enjoy to do, and I wish I can do this all the time. And I just, you know, I mean, everybody's got bills and stuff. I mean, I have bills, you know, and the thing is, you know, you just got to work. I mean, the job I work at is very good money, but it's really not what I want to do. It's I really, like I said, I love working on cars. I wish I could spend, you know, all day around them just building cars. And I have a few that I still want to build, but I'm so limited on time. And it'd be nice to actually do this, you know, to do this for a living and stuff, and just, you know, just enjoy them. I see cars, especially like when they're broken down and stuff, like wrecked cars, you know, like the Golf R was destroyed, man. I mean, we saw the quarter was all busted up, you know, the engine was taken out of it. It was a parts car. It should have been scrapped. But even with the R32, I mean, that car, people would have probably scrapped that thing, you know. And when I saw that car and this Golf R, and I was like, man, I was like, it's so sad to see like a car just be parted out, you know. I mean, people make money off them, that's great and stuff, but like, these are collector's cars, man. The Golf R, you know, I think they made only, what, 2,500 of the Golf Rs in 2012 and 2013 in America. And then the R32s, they made 5,000 of them. And those things are like, they're becoming, you know, they're disappearing. People are parting them out. They're crashing them. They're junking them. They're rotting away, you know, somewhere. And for me, Uncle Mo's Garage has been more of a, you know, saving the cars. You know, I really like working on them, and, you know, the fact that I could put them back on the road. I know the person I sold the R32 to, I know he was happy when he got it, and I hope he's still enjoying, and I hope everything's still good. But I mean, you know, to see somebody and, you know, buy that car and go ahead and just enjoy it, you know, not just like scrap and use it for parts, you know. For me, like I said, I enjoy working on it. It's a sense of accomplishment to know that you can actually fix something, you know. And like I said, all this stuff that I've been doing is just learning, you know, on my own. And, you know, I went to UTI for like 6 months or so, and I ended up dropping out when I was out of high school. And for me, it was just, I wanted to do it, but there was no money in it at the time, you know. So I needed money, you know. I was right out of high school. I had no job, no career. You know, I didn't know. I know I wanted to work on cars. I know I wanted to go work for Volkswagen, and you know, I just didn't. I stopped. You know, it's like, man, I need money. I you know, I wanted to get married. You know, so I went and I did what every adult does. They go work at a job that they don't want to work at. You know, for me, you know, I enjoy what I do, but not as much as this. I mean, for me, it's working on the cars is just, it's just like I said, it's therapy, you know. I feel so accomplished when I actually do stuff, you know, like this. Like I've done furniture, I've done, you know, just everything, you know, like furniture. I do electric for a living, you know. I'm a union electrician. But like I said, this is really home for me, you know. I really enjoy working on cars, and, you know, the fact that, you know, I grew up around them when I was a kid, and for me it was just it was fun, man. A lot of good memories. I wrecked a few cars, almost died in a few accidents, you know. I mean, one really bad accident, and you know, by the grace of God, he saved me, and I'm happy that I'm here today. You know, I'm married now, I got kids, you know, they're growing up, they're gonna start driving. You know, one of them is he's 11 now. Bought him a car, but we're gonna build it, you know. And you know, I was about his age when my brothers were starting to build cars, and I actually enjoyed them, you know. For me, it was fun, you know. I was happy to be around them, and, you know, it was exciting, you know. I was like, oh man, go faster. You know, everybody wants to go faster, you know. But I'm telling you, it's you know, I just enjoy them, you know. I enjoy working on them, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel that way too. You know, there's you know, it's fun. But like, enough rambling and stuff. I wanted to say to everybody, thank you for coming back and watching my my episodes and stuff. I mean, I know it's been a while, but like, I just, you know, been so busy, you know. Like I said, I wish I could do this all the time. I mean, you know, I don't know anything about like YouTube. I heard, you know, people are making a lot of money or whatever doing YouTube, but I don't know if it would ever happen for me. But you know, the fact that I got 811 subscribers, I mean, that's kind of cool, you know. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm not, you know, whatever 100,000 subscribers, but, you know, I wish I could do this for a living, you know. And I don't know, maybe you guys can make it possible, I don't know. But anyway, guys, thank you. Keep watching. Like I said, we still got to paint the car. We'll finish the car, and you know, just keep watching, guys. Thanks a lot. All right, appreciate you guys. Peace. All right.